in the absolute asked for plants with eyes and a fucking mouth? Ooh, what's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and today is a brand new edition of This Week in Collectible News. Of course, where we discuss about the latest news as terms to the collectibles world. And if you end up enjoying this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But nonetheless, let's kick off this video. And of course, the first day of this week was May the 4th be with you, so we are going to kick this video off with quite a bit of Star Wars related announcements with an Imperial Range Trooper pop from Star Wars. Now, I'm not exactly sure where this is from because there's always the different box designs as terms to either the movies or the TV series. Maybe it's from Andor because I think that is out now, so I'm just going to assume that's where it's from. Then we got ourselves a set of Andor pops for the Star Wars lineup, and this exactly answers my question. It is from Andor because it's the exact same box art design as that Imperial Trooper we talked about. And as you may notice with the Cassian Andor, it continues the new trend where the chase figures will have the stickers basically on the box instead of actually being a sticker. GameStop had announced their own exclusive pop of a glow-in-the-dark Mace Windu from Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith ended up being my movie of choice for May the 4th be with you, considering this year is the 20th anniversary. And I kind of figured that if they were going to do a 20th anniversary wave of Revenge of the Sith pops, that this version of Mace Windu, where he gets his hand chopped off by Anakin Skywalker, then experiences the Force lightning from Darth Sidious, I definitely thought that this made sense, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first Mace Windu pop since the OG Walgreens exclusive from back in the day. We got a wave of Star Wars Tales of the Empire pops, and this is pretty decent. I know that there's also the Tales of the Jedi series, and I believe I actually got to watch the first couple of episodes of it through Fortnite. Actually, there's like a certain creative map where you can just watch while also shooting off a bunch of stormtroopers. Going outside of the Funko realm, we got ourselves an Ezra Bridger lightsaber along with a couple of new Star Wars Black Series figures. And yeah, I don't think I've really talked about the Black Series figures on this series yet, but I thought it's May the 4th be with you, I might as well talk about some Star Wars related things. We got ourselves a pop of Juan Gabriel for the Pop Rocks lineup. Have no idea who this is, so I can't really elaborate on this. After being silent for 30 plus days, Drop have announced the next Funko NFT set, which is Dungeons and Dragons Series 2. Which pop is my favorite from the set? Well, you're probably gonna have to find out when we actually do a video on this NFT drop next week. Topps have announced a Chrome 2025 set of Star Wars cards. Interesting. I knew that obviously they did some sports cards, but I also didn't know that they did some Star Wars cards on top of that. EB Games is back. So for those that don't know, a long time ago here in Canada, we had EB Games, which was owned by GameStop. And later in, I believe it was 2021, they had made all of the EB Games stores as GameStop Canada. And then with that stupid CEO who hates Canada, even though he's from Canada, and did that whole tweet about trying to sell the Canadian and French stores, he ended up actually selling GameStop Canada to an entrepreneur who I believe is actually the co-owner of McFarlane Toys, and he has decided to make all of the GameStop Canada stores once again EB Games. So very soon it will almost feel like I took a time machine back to 2020 when we still had EB Games stores, and I will once again be able to say, today we're going Funko Pop hunting at my local EB Games. LEGO have announced a battle droid with stop. This is pretty cool, and I also do like the fact that it comes with a little miniature LEGO figurine of exactly what you're gonna end up building. Pokemon have announced the next set of Elite Trainer boxes being White Flare and Black Bolt. Of course, I don't really know too much about Pokemon, but I thought I would mention about this because Pokemon has a huge fan base nowadays. We got ourselves a closer look at the limited edition piece pops. So these are okay pops, and luckily enough that so far, and knock on wood, that nothing that I collect are the limited piece pops as of yet. Funko addresses tariffs and rising costs with mentions of some adjustments. It's funny because when I read this blog, it basically states that, oh, we need to up the prices without saying, oh, it's because of tariffs, and they wouldn't really even mention how much pops were going up, even though I think people have assumed already initially that it was going to go from $12 USD to $15 USD for commons. Target have announced their own exclusive pop of Shrek bathing. Now this is a really wicked pop, and I believe this falls under the category of a pop premium, which, if the fact is that it's more of a 4-inch pop, but it fits in a more tight box and not so much box space like a lot of the rides that we have nowadays, I would rather get a pop premium than, let's say, a pop rides or a pop deluxe for that matter. Funko have released a pop of Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat 11 as a Funko Shop exclusive. I don't know too much about this, but this does look really cool. We got ourselves a wave of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie Funko Pops. Now this is an okay set. I mean, we do have a lot of those Power Rangers pops already from the different Power Rangers, but the one that obviously stands out to a lot of people is the first ever Ivan Ooze just as himself, because the only way you can get it previously is Freddy Funko as Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers Series 2 set for the Funko NFTs. We got ourselves pops announced of Roger Thornhill, a Strawberry Milkshake Pop-Tarts, and Flora Plants Pops. Who in the absolute asked for plants with eyes and a fucking mouth? Oh my god. No, I can't even finish this. I can't even finish this video. Can't do it. Can't do it.
A few moments later.
We got ourselves a new set of Deadpool pops. And of course, it looks like it's Deadpool as different, like, mythology creatures or mythology, like, characters. Funko have announced a set of Gilmore Girls pops. I know this is a TV series, if I'm not mistaken, but I've never seen it, so I'm not familiar with any of these characters. We got ourselves a set of Crybaby Funko Pops. Once again, besides the fact that it says pop movies, I don't really know nothing about this. We got a huge plethora of Biddy Pops coming out, including the displays, the rides, and the regular 4-pack of Biddy Pops. The one that really stands out to me, though, out of all these announcements is, of course, the Toy Story Biddy Pop Arcade, which I'm really contemplating on whether I want to get that or not, because I love Toy Story, but I don't like Biddy Pops for the most part. Thrilljoy have announced the 2025 Block Party Boardwalk Bash that will take place on the Friday for San Diego Comic-Con. It should be pretty interesting to see what Rocky Moto and Thrilljoy does with their events respectively this upcoming July. And once again, I get to do one of these. Once again, couldn't record this in one full day, so that's why I'm wearing new clothes. LEGO have announced a kit of Luxo Jr. from Pixar, and this thing is absolutely phenomenal. LEGO's been really impressing me as of late as terms to their sets, especially some of the ones we've discussed about the last few weeks, like that Spider-Man 2 train set. U2s have announced figures for Lord of the Rings, and this is pretty sweet, especially because I believe they just announced that there's going to be a spin-off Lord of the Rings movie coming out, so I guess perfect timing. Gabriel Iglesias has joined the Rocky Moto family. So for their characters that they have made, they have different people voicing them as terms of the animations, and I guess the character that they have here is going to be voiced by Gabriel Iglesias, and people are thinking like, has Gabriel Iglesias jumped from Funko to Rocky Moto? I don't exactly think that's the case, but I mean, it is cool that Gabriel Iglesias is a part of this. Target have announced 2 exclusive pops of a Superman in Booth Deluxe alongside a Bullseye as Superman for the Ad Icons lineup. I do like the fact that this Bullseye is actually in a flying pose with the Target bag. The new Pope gets his own official trading card. What kind of world are we living in where popes are now getting Topps trading cards? And last but not least, before our usual top 5 list, Box Lunch have announced their own exclusive pop of a watermelon Stitch. And I did notice with this is that although it does have the QR code sticker, it does have the fancier one as it's considered a Supreme Pop limited to 9,500 pieces. Today I wanted to give a shout out to Sentinel 107, and the reason I'm giving them a shout out is because they signed up for our YouTube channel membership, which only cost $1.99 a month, which not only do you get a shout out on every single video, but you also get a bunch of other perks like using custom emojis in the comments, and more importantly, early access to every videos and shorts that we do on this channel. So definitely consider joining our YouTube channel membership. It'll be greatly appreciated and will help out this channel tremendously, especially because of how expensive these videos can be to do for you guys. So definitely consider, but nonetheless, let's continue on with this video. But now moving on to the top 5 list, kicking off with number 5 is the Toy Story Biddy Pop Arcade. I honestly never thought I would add a Biddy Pop to this list, but of course being Toy Story, I knew I had to add to it, but it is a Biddy Pop after all, which is why it's at the bottom instead of what usually would be near the top for Toy Story. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the GameStop exclusive glow-in-the-dark Mace Windu. Revenge of the Sith is one of my favorite movies, and I do like the fact that they made this specific Mace Windu in honor of the 20th anniversary. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Dungeons & Dragons Series 2 Funko NFT set. For those that didn't tune into last week, I have now not only added more than just Funko onto this list, but in certain circumstances, I am adding sets instead of individually. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Target exclusive Shrek Bathing. This thing is absolutely wicked, and even though it's considered a pop premium, I like the fact that it's almost like a 4-inch pop, but you're getting a little oomph. And coming in at number 1 on my list is the Luxo Jr. Lego set. Yeah, this thing is absolutely awesome, and like I mentioned just a bit ago, because it is open to all collectibles, that Lego can be featured on the list,